My sister said she borrowed $20K from my account because she thought I wouldn't mind since we're family. Then I found her bank statements. She'd transferred it directly to her boyfriend, who she knew had been scamming our parents for years. Not alone, I never agreed to anything. She took my money without asking, and I only found out because Wells Fargo screwed up their mailing system. The statement showed the 20 grand going straight into her account, then the same day, the exact same amount transferred to her boyfriend. The same boyfriend who convinced our parents to invest their retirement savings in his crypto startup 2 years ago and lost every penny. My hands were shaking when I called her. She answered on the fourth ring, laughing at something in the background. Hey, what's up? Why the hell is there a $20,000 transfer from my account to yours? Silence, then I heard her move to somewhere quieter. Oh, yeah, I was going to talk to you about that. Talk to me, you stole from me. I didn't steal anything, calm down, I borrowed it. We're family, I figured you wouldn't mind helping me out. I actually laughed, not because it was funny, but because I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You figured wrong, I want it back, today. I don't have it right now. My boyfriend needed it for an investment opportunity, but it's going to triple in like 6 months, so you'll get it all back plus extra. Your boyfriend, the same one who scammed mom and dad out of their retirement. He didn't scam them, the market crashed, that wasn't his fault. Get my money back or I'm calling the police. She got quiet again, but this time her voice changed, got harder. You're seriously going to call the cops on your own sister? Over money? That's so typical of you. You've always been selfish with your finances. How did you even access my account? You gave me your password last year when you were in the hospital and needed me to pay your electric bill, remember? I saved it just in case you ever needed help again. Just in case she wanted to rob me, apparently. I hung up and called my bank. They confirmed the transfer happened 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks, and I never noticed because I'd been too busy with work to check my statements. The representative said since my sister had my password, it technically wasn't fraud in the legal sense, but I could file a dispute. I filed it anyway. Then I called my parents. Big mistake. Your sister made a poor choice, but family is family, my dad said. You should work this out between yourselves. She stole $20,000. She borrowed it, there's a difference. Not when I didn't agree to it. My mom got on the phone. Honey, I know you're upset, but your sister is going through a hard time right now. Her boyfriend is trying to rebuild after that crypto thing, and they're really struggling. Can't you just give them some grace? Grace? He stole your retirement, and now he's stolen my savings using her as a middleman. That's a very cruel way to put it. Your sister loves you, she wouldn't hurt you on purpose. I realized then that my parents were never going to take my side. They'd already forgiven her boyfriend for destroying their future, so of course, they'd forgive my sister for destroying mine. I went to the police station anyway, filed a report. The officer who took my statement looked tired and skeptical. Family dispute over money, he said, writing it down. Did she have permission to access your account? I gave her my password once for a specific purpose, a year ago. So she had permission to access it. Not permission to take $20,000. He sighed. Look, I'll file this, but unless you can prove she intended to permanently deprive you of the funds, it's probably going to be treated as a civil matter. You might want to talk to a lawyer about small claims. Small claims caps at $10,000 in this state. Then regular civil court, or you could try talking to her again. I left feeling worse than when I arrived. My sister called me 17 times that night. I ignored all of them. Then she showed up at my apartment at almost midnight, pounding on my door. Open up, I know you're in there. I opened it because my neighbors were starting to look out their doors. You filed a police report, are you insane? Get my money back and I'll drop it. I told you I don't have it, my boyfriend invested it. It's locked in for 6 months minimum. Then he can give it back. He can't, that's not how investments work. God, you're so financially illiterate sometimes. I started to close the door, she shoved her foot in. Our parents are devastated that you're doing this. Mom's been crying all night. Maybe she should cry about you being a thief. I'm trying to build a future. We're going to get married, and this investment is going to set us up. When it pays out, you'll get your money back plus an extra $5,000 for the inconvenience. Isn't that fair? What's fair is you asking before taking my money. You would have said no. Exactly. Her face changed then, got mean in a way I'd never seen before. You've always been like this, always hoarding your money while the rest of us struggle. You make twice what I do and you live in this crappy apartment instead of helping your family. You're pathetic. I pulled her foot out of my doorway and locked the door. She screamed at me through it for another 10 minutes before finally leaving. The next day I got a text from my mom. Your sister had to go to urgent care for anxiety. The stress of what you're doing to her is making her sick. I hope you're happy. I wasn't happy. I was out $20,000 and my entire family thought I was the villain. A week later, the bank denied my dispute. Since I'd voluntarily given my sister access to my account previously, they determined she had authorization. I hired a lawyer. He told me I had a case, but it would cost at least $5,000 in legal fees to pursue, and there was no guarantee my sister had any assets to collect against even if I won. What about her boyfriend? I asked. The money's with him. You'd have to prove he knew it was taken without your permission. That's harder. I paid the retainer anyway, because I was too angry to let it go. My sister found out I hired a lawyer and sent me a long email about how I was destroying our family over money, how our grandmother would be ashamed of me, how I was proving I never really loved any of them. She copied our parents on it. Neither of them defended me. 2 days ago, I got served with a cease and desist letter from her boyfriend's lawyer threatening to sue me for harassment and defamation if I continued spreading false accusations about his business practices. I'd posted about the situation vaguely on Facebook without naming anyone, but apparently that was enough. I'm sitting here with legal bills I can't afford, a family that hates me, and no path forward to getting my money back. My lawyer says we can win eventually, but eventually might be 2 years from now, and her boyfriend will probably have blown through the money by then anyway. My sister texted me this morning saying if I just dropped everything and apologized to her and him, we could move past this and be a family again. Am I wrong for not taking that deal? My lawyer called yesterday morning while I was at work and told me to sit down before he said anything else. The bank records he subpoenaed came back. My sister's boyfriend didn't invest my $20,000. He used it to pay off gambling debts. Actual debts to actual loan sharks, the kind my lawyer said don't send polite reminder letters. The transfers went to 3 different people over 2 days, all cash withdrawals and Venmo payments with descriptions like, "Thanks bro," and "covering you." I sat in my car during lunch break and just stared at the documents. There was no investment, no crypto opportunity, no 6-month lockup period. My sister knew, she had to have known. The same day she took my money, she was texting her boyfriend things like, "Got it, how much do you need first? And be careful, she's going to notice eventually." My lawyer got her phone records too. Apparently my sister's not great at deleting evidence. I called her, she didn't answer. I called again. Nothing. I drove to her apartment after work and knocked for 10 minutes straight until her neighbor threatened to call the cops on me. Fine. I waited in my car across the street. She came home around 9 with groceries. I got out, and she saw me and her face just went white. "We need to talk. I'm tired, can this wait?" "No." She unlocked her door and I followed her inside. Her apartment was nicer than mine. Bigger TV, new furniture, paintings on the walls that looked expensive, all while she was supposedly struggling so bad she needed to steal from me. "I know about the gambling debts." She froze halfway to her kitchen, then she set the groceries down real slow. "I don't know what you're talking about. My lawyer has the bank records. There was no investment. You gave my money to loan sharks." "That's not, he told me it was for an investment." "Stop lying, I have your text messages." She turned around and her whole face changed, not scared anymore, angry. "You had my lawyer subpoena my phone records. You stole $20,000 from me." I was trying to help him. He was going to get hurt if he didn't pay those people back. What was I supposed to do? Just let them break his legs? "You were supposed to not steal my money." "Oh my God, you are so selfish. This is exactly why I didn't tell you the truth. You don't care about anyone but yourself." He was in danger. Then he should have gone to the police. The police can't do anything about people like that. You don't understand how the real world works. I wanted to throw something. Instead, I pulled out my phone and showed her the lawsuit papers my lawyer prepared. "You're being sued for the full amount plus interest and legal fees. It's getting filed tomorrow." She grabbed the phone out of my hand and threw it across the room. It hit the wall and the screen cracked. "You're really doing this. You're really going to destroy your own sister over money. You destroyed yourself when you stole from me. Mom and Dad are never going to forgive you for this." I don't care anymore. That was true. Something had shifted in me over the past 2 weeks. Every conversation with my parents where they defended her, every text message calling me selfish, every time someone told me to just let it go because we're family. I was done caring what they thought. She started crying. "Please don't do this. I'll figure out a way to pay you back, just give me time." "You had time, you chose to lie instead." "Because I knew you'd react like this. You've always looked down on me, always acted like you're better because you make more money and you're more responsible. Well, congratulations, you get to be right again. Give me my phone. Get out of my apartment." "My phone." She picked it up and threw it at me. I caught it and left. My parents called an hour later. Apparently my sister told them everything and they were furious. At me. "How could you get her phone records?" my mom said. "That's such an invasion of privacy." "She stole from me. She was trying to protect someone she loves. Can't you understand that?" "By stealing, no, I can't understand that." My dad got on the phone. "If you go through with this lawsuit, you're not welcome at family events anymore. I mean it. You'll be choosing money over your family. She already made that choice for me when she stole $20,000. We raised you better than this." I hung up. The lawsuit got filed yesterday. My sister has 30 days to respond. My lawyer thinks she'll try to settle because she can't afford a real legal defense, but he also said her boyfriend might try to interfere. Apparently guys with gambling problems and loan shark debts tend to make poor decisions. No kidding. This morning, my mom texted me that I'm no longer invited to my cousin's wedding next month. My sister is in the wedding party, and my mom doesn't want me causing a scene. I wasn't going to cause a scene. I wasn't even going to talk to her, but apparently just existing near her is too much drama. Fine, I didn't want to go anyway. My dad sent me a long email about forgiveness and how holding grudges will eat me alive, and how I'm letting money turn me into someone he doesn't recognize. He said Jesus taught us to forgive 70 times 7 times, which is funny because my parents are only mildly religious when it's convenient for making me feel guilty. I didn't respond to that either. My lawyer says we should have a court date within 3 months. He's confident we'll win, but he keeps warning me that winning and collecting are 2 different things. My sister doesn't have $20,000. Even if we win, we'll have to garnish her wages, which will take years. And her boyfriend definitely doesn't have it since he spent it paying off loan sharks. So basically, I'm spending $5,000 in legal fees to maybe eventually get some of my money back over the next decade, while my entire family disowns me. My sister posted something on Facebook yesterday about how blood doesn't mean anything if your family turns on you when you need them most. 37 people liked it. None of them know she's talking about stealing $20,000. I'm sitting here wondering if I'm actually doing the right thing anymore. The money's probably gone forever no matter what I do. The lawsuit won't fix my relationship with my parents. My sister's never going to admit she was wrong, and I'm going to spend the next few years fighting people who are supposed to love me. Maybe I should have just let it go. Am I making everything worse by pushing this? The court hearing got moved up to last week because my sister's boyfriend tried to flee the state. My lawyer called me Tuesday morning saying we needed to talk immediately. Apparently her boyfriend got spooked when he found out about the lawsuit and decided to make a run for it. He withdrew what little money he had left in his accounts, packed his car, and was halfway to the Nevada border when he got pulled over for a broken taillight. The cop ran his license and found out he had 3 outstanding warrants for unpaid debts in 2 different counties. He's in jail now, bail set at $50,000 that he obviously doesn't have. My sister showed up at my work the same day. I was in a meeting when reception called and said someone was in the lobby refusing to leave until they talked to me. I knew immediately who it was. She looked terrible. Hair unwashed, clothes wrinkled, dark circles under her eyes like she hadn't slept in days. "This is your fault. I'm working, you need to leave. They arrested him because of you, because you couldn't just drop this stupid lawsuit. He got arrested because he has warrants. That has nothing to do with me. He was leaving to start over somewhere new. Somewhere he could get away from all this debt and pressure and he could finally breathe. But you had to ruin everything." People were staring. My coworkers pretending to walk by for coffee, but really just watching the show. "We're not doing this here. Where else am I supposed to go? You won't answer my calls. Mom and Dad won't help me anymore because they're too busy being disappointed in both of us now. I have nobody." "You have nobody because you stole from me and lied about it." I was trying to save his life. Those people he owed money to, they don't just forget debts, they were threatening him. Sending him pictures of his car with notes on the windshield, following him to work. I was scared for him. Then he should have filed a police report. The police don't care about people like us. My manager came out of her office. "Is everything okay here?" She was just leaving. My sister looked at my manager, then back at me. "I need money for his bail." "Absolutely not. Please, I'm begging you, I'll pay you back everything, I swear. Just help me get him out." The answer is no. "I'm your sister. And you stole from me." She started crying right there in the lobby. Loud, ugly crying that made everyone even more uncomfortable than they already were. Security started walking over. "Ma'am, you need to leave the building. This is my sister. She's destroying my life over money." "Ma'am." They escorted her out. She screamed at me the whole way, calling me selfish and heartless and a bunch of other things I'm not going to repeat. My manager pulled me aside after and asked if I needed to go home for the day. I said no. I finished my meeting. I ate lunch at my desk. I pretended everything was fine. It wasn't fine. My parents called that night, both of them on speakerphone, which meant they'd planned out what they were going to say. "Your sister came by today," my mom started. "She's falling apart. She can't afford her rent next month because she's been spending all her money on a lawyer to defend against your lawsuit." "That's not my problem. She's your sister. When did you become so cold?" "When she stole $20,000 from me." My dad jumped in. "We've talked to some people at our church. They said what she did was wrong, but they also said forgiveness is more important than being right. You're choosing to destroy your sister's life when you could choose to forgive her and move forward. Did your church friends offer to give me $20,000? No, then their opinion doesn't matter. This isn't about the money anymore," my mom said. "This is about you wanting revenge. This is about consequences. You're going to regret this someday. When she's gone, and you realize you wasted years being angry over something that doesn't even matter." "It matters to me." My dad's voice got hard. "Then I guess we don't know you anymore." They hung up. The court hearing happened yesterday. My sister showed up without a lawyer because she couldn't afford one. She tried to represent herself. It went exactly how you'd expect. The judge asked her if she transferred money from my account without permission. She said yes, but started explaining about her boyfriend and the danger and how family is supposed to help each other. The judge cut her off and asked if I had given her permission to take $20,000. She said no, but I had given her my password before, so she thought it was okay to use it. The judge did not think that was okay. He ruled in my favor. Full amount plus interest and legal fees. Total came to almost $27,000. My sister has to pay it back on a garnishment schedule that takes 20% of every paycheck until the debt is cleared. She started crying when he announced the judgment. Kept saying she doesn't make enough to live on if they take 20%. The judge said she should have thought about that before taking money that wasn't hers. She tried to talk to me after we left the courtroom. I kept walking. My lawyer says the garnishment starts next month. At her current salary, it'll take about 8 years to pay everything back. If she quits her job or gets fired, we can pursue other collection methods. He seemed satisfied. I don't feel satisfied, I feel tired. My phone has been blowing up since yesterday. My parents telling me I'm dead to them. My sister's friends messaging me that I'm a monster. Cousins I haven't talked to in years saying I should be ashamed. Someone posted about the whole situation in a local Facebook group, and now people I've never met are commenting about what a terrible person I am. My sister posted her own version of events online. Made it sound like I sued her for borrowing grocery money, and now she's going to be homeless. Didn't mention the $20,000 or the gambling debts or any of the actual truth. Just that her cruel sister destroyed her life over a small misunderstanding. I reported the post. Facebook said it doesn't violate their community standards. I won, I got my judgment. My sister has to pay me back. But I've lost my entire family, my extended relatives won't talk to me, and half my town thinks I'm a monster who ruined my sister's life for fun. Was winning even worth it? I got fired 3 days ago because my sister's harassment finally crossed a line my company couldn't ignore. She'd been calling my work repeatedly since the court judgment. Reception blocked her number after the 5th call in one day, so she started using different phones. Coworkers' cells, payphones, random numbers. Every time the same thing. Crying, begging, screaming about how I ruined her life. My manager told me to handle it or they'd have to get HR involved. I tried. I blocked every number she called from. I told her through my lawyer to stop contacting me. I even filed for a harassment order, which got denied because the judge said family disputes don't qualify unless there's a direct threat of violence. Then she showed up at my office again, except this time she brought her friends. 4 women I'd never met walked in during lunch hour and started loudly asking anyone who'd listen if they knew where the woman who sued her own sister worked. Reception called security immediately, but the damage was done. They got it on video. Posted it to TikTok with my company's name in the caption and everything. The video went viral in our area. 50,000 views in 2 days. Comments calling me every name you can imagine. People saying they'd never do business with a company that employs someone like me. Threats to boycott. My manager called me into her office the next morning. She looked uncomfortable as hell. We're letting you go effective immediately. This situation has become a liability we can't afford. I didn't do anything wrong. You're bringing negative attention to the company. We have clients asking if you work here and saying they'll take their business elsewhere if you do. I'm sorry, but we have to protect our interests. My sister is the one harassing me. And you're the one who sued a family member and created this whole public spectacle. The optics are terrible. I cleaned out my desk while security watched. Walked out the front door at 2 in the afternoon on a Wednesday, carrying a cardboard box of my stuff like every fired person in every movie ever made. My sister texted me an hour later. Heard you lost your job, karma's a bitch. I wanted to throw my phone into traffic. The garnishment on her wages got suspended yesterday because my lawyer said you can't garnish someone's paycheck when the person you're garnishing doesn't have a job. Without employment, I can't collect anything. We'd have to wait until I find new work and then refile the garnishment with my new employer, which means more legal fees and more waiting. My lawyer also mentioned that getting fired for a harassment campaign might give my sister grounds to argue I contributed to my own damages. Apparently, if you lose your job because of the situation you're suing over, it complicates things. So now I'm unemployed, still owe my lawyer almost $3,000, have a court judgment I can't collect on, and my sister is telling everyone she knows that she got me fired. My parents sent me a joint email this morning, not asking if I was okay, not offering to help, just saying they hope I've learned that lawsuits and grudges have consequences, and maybe now I'll understand why they told me to drop this months ago. I deleted it without responding. I've been applying to jobs all week, had 2 phone interviews yesterday. Both went fine until they Googled my name and found the TikTok. One recruiter literally said, "Oh," in the middle of our conversation, and then told me they decided to go in a different direction. The other just stopped responding to my emails. My name is all over that video and the comments. People tracked down my LinkedIn, my Facebook, even my old college profiles. Someone found a photo of me from 3 years ago and made it into a meme about entitled people who sue their families. I reported everything. None of it violates community guidelines apparently. My unemployment claim got denied because getting fired for causing workplace disruption is considered misconduct. I'm appealing, but that takes weeks and I need money now. Rent's due in 8 days and I have about $400 in my checking account. I asked my parents for a loan yesterday, just enough to cover rent and groceries until I find work. My mom laughed, actually laughed. You sued your sister for $20,000, but you want us to give you money. How does that make any sense? I sued her because she stole from me. And now you're broke and jobless and your sister is suffering too. Congratulations, you both lost. Will you help me or not? No, figure it out yourself like you've been telling your sister to do. She hung up. I have a cousin who lives 2 hours away. We weren't close growing up, but she sent me a message last week saying she believed me and thought my sister was wrong. I called her yesterday and asked if I could stay with her for a while, just until I get back on my feet. She said yes, but she sounded hesitant. Said her husband wasn't thrilled about getting involved in family drama, but they had a spare room I could use temporarily. I'm packing now, whatever fits in my car. I told my landlord I'm breaking my lease and he said I'd lose my deposit plus owe a penalty. Fine, add it to the pile of money I don't have. My sister called me this morning from her boyfriend's phone. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. I heard you're moving away. How did you know that? Mom told me, she's relieved you're finally leaving. Said maybe things can get back to normal now. Normal, right. For what it's worth, I didn't mean for you to lose your job. Yeah, you did. Silence, then she laughed, not a happy laugh, a bitter one. Okay, yeah, I did. You ruined my life, so I ruined yours. We're even now. We're not even close to even. Sure we are, you're broke, unemployed, and your family hates you. Sound familiar? That's been my life for months. I hung up. I leave tomorrow morning. Moving in with a cousin I barely know because I have nowhere else to go. No job, no savings, no family support. Just a court judgment worth $27,000 that I'll probably never collect and a viral TikTok that destroyed my reputation. My lawyer says I can still pursue the debt, but it'll be harder now that I'm leaving the state. He also said I might want to consider bankruptcy if things get worse. Things are already worse. Should I have just let the $20,000 go? I got a call from a detective 6 weeks after I moved in with my cousin. My sister's boyfriend got arrested again, not for the warrants this time, for running an actual fraud scheme that had been going on for almost 3 years. He'd been taking money from at least 15 different people, promising to invest it in cryptocurrency, then using new investments to pay off old ones while pocketing the rest for his gambling. Classic pyramid scheme. My $20,000 was just one piece of a much bigger operation. The detective asked if I wanted to press charges as part of their criminal case. I said yes immediately. Turns out my sister knew. The whole time, she knew. They found emails between them going back 2 years where she helped him recruit new investors. Sent messages to her coworkers about this amazing opportunity her boyfriend was running. Forwarded him contact information for our extended family members. She wasn't just an accomplice, she was actively participating. She got charged too, conspiracy to commit fraud and theft by deception. My parents called me the day after her arrest. My mom was hysterical. You have to drop the charges, she's going to prison. I didn't press criminal charges, the state did, I can't drop them. You started this whole thing. If you'd just forgiven her like we asked, none of this would have happened. She was running scams with her boyfriend for years. That has nothing to do with me. My dad took the phone. We're putting together money for her legal defense. We need you to contribute. I almost laughed. You want me to pay for her lawyer after she stole from me? She's your sister. This is what family does. No. Then you're not our daughter anymore. He meant it. I haven't heard from either of them since. The trial happened 2 months ago. I had to testify. Sat in a courtroom and explained how my sister accessed my account, how she lied about the investment, how she knew her boyfriend was scamming people because she'd watched him do it to our parents first. She stared at me the entire time, not crying, not angry, just staring like she was trying to figure out who I was. Her boyfriend took a plea deal, 7 years. My sister refused to take one because her lawyer thought they could argue she was manipulated and didn't understand what she was doing. The jury didn't buy it, neither did the judge. She got 4 years, eligible for parole in 2. The restitution order includes my $20,000 plus all the money she helped steal from other victims. She'll be paying it back for the rest of her life. Even after she gets out, 20% of every paycheck goes to victim compensation until the debt is cleared. My parents showed up to her sentencing, sat in the front row and sobbed when the judge read the verdict. They didn't look at me once. I got a job 3 months ago. Nothing glamorous, pays less than my old one, but it's stable and nobody knows about the lawsuit or the TikTok. I had to move 2 states away to find something. Changed my last name legally so background checks wouldn't connect me to the viral video. I'm still living with my cousin. We get along okay. Her husband barely talks to me, but he doesn't complain about the rent money I contribute. It's temporary until I save enough for my own place. The garnishment on my sister's prison wages started last month. I get $40 deposited into my account every few weeks. At this rate, she'll pay off the $27,000 in about 60 years. I'll never see that money, I know that now. The judgment doesn't matter. The court victory doesn't matter. I spent almost a year fighting for something I'll never actually recover. But she's in prison, her boyfriend's in prison, they can't hurt anyone else. The other victims in the fraud case got justice too, an elderly couple who lost their entire savings. A single mom who gave him her daughter's college fund. A veteran who cashed out his disability settlement. My lawyer sent me a letter when everything was finalized. Said I should be proud that my lawsuit led to a larger investigation that stopped real criminals. Said justice isn't always about getting your money back. I don't feel proud, I feel empty. My parents sent me one email after my sister went to prison. No apology. No acknowledgement that they were wrong. Just a forwarding address for her correctional facility in case I wanted to write to her. I deleted it. Sometimes I wonder if I should have just let the $20,000 go. Taken the loss, moved on with my life, kept my family. I'd still have my old job. My parents would still talk to me. My sister would be free, even if she didn't deserve it. But then I think about that elderly couple. The single mom, the veteran, all the people her boyfriend scammed while my sister helped him do it. If I'd let it go, they'd still be getting robbed. More people would have lost everything. I didn't start out trying to stop a fraud ring. I just wanted my money back. But the detective told me my bank records were what broke the case open. My lawsuit made her boyfriend panic and run, which led to the traffic stop, which led to the warrants, which led to the investigation that unraveled everything. So maybe it was worth it. Maybe losing my family and my job and my reputation was the price for stopping something bigger. Or maybe I'm just telling myself that so I can sleep at night. My sister's allowed visitors now. My parents go every week. They asked me once if I wanted to come with them. I said no. I haven't spoken to her since the trial, don't plan to. The TikTok finally got taken down last month after I filed a legal complaint with documentation from the criminal case. Too late to save my reputation, but at least it's gone. I'm building a new life. New name, new state, new job. Nobody here knows what happened. When coworkers ask about my family, I say we're not close and change the subject. 4 years from now, my sister gets out of prison. She'll have a record, massive debt, and no real job prospects. My parents will probably take her in. They'll blame me for everything. They'll tell anyone who listens that I destroyed her life over money. And maybe they're right. Maybe I am the villain in their version of this story. But I'm the one who sleeps fine at night while she's in a cell. Was it worth it?